Greetings, the peace upon you. We're back again, reading from the book, Keys to Everyday Happiness. I am Dr. Z, greeting you in light, love, peace, and harmony. We're looking at the key number 2, which is communication, and this is part 2, because we want to keep these videos short. And in this part of the chapter, we're looking at the section that says, we live in a world of vibrations. The moment by moment, we send our energy, send it out, and vibrations that attract more of the same energy back to us. As a people, in our asking and responding, we spend too much time complaining about each other, complaining about what we don't have and what we haven't done. Instead, how about communicating about what we do have and what we can do? How about being receptive to the guidance of the all-knowing and communicating what we want with clarity? It's important to understand that whatever we send out into the atmosphere comes back to us like a boomerang. We say, what goes around comes around, don't we? Yes. I believe it's a law. So, is there any wonder why our condition seems to stay the same? Most of us, not all of us, have been damaged by an oppressive word environment that creates a mindset of refusal, arrogance, and ingratitude. Is that true? Thank you. Once one accepts those energies, then he or she will oppress their own soul. Negative messages are constantly fed to us in the news. Then we perpetuate it on Facebook and in our conversations. As people keep buying false images and beliefs, then their happiness goes downward. Let's make a decision right now to stop communicating negativity. That's how the truth of who and what you are anyway, right? All right. That's not the truth. The negativity is not the truth of who and what you are anyway. It's falsehood. You see, you are not worthless and invaluable. In fact, God made you the crown of creation. He made you from the most excellent mold. And we've got to remember that and see ourselves in that mold. What if we, you, me, began to see ourselves in the mold of most excellence that God created us in? Well, what would you have to believe about what you could do if you saw yourself in that mold? How would you feel if you saw yourself in the most excellent human mold? And what would you do? What would love do in this most excellent human mold? And what would greatness do from our human excellence? Yes. Thank you for considering these questions. You see, you've been created honorable and noble in the sight of your Creator. He wants to give you all you ask for. He's communicating with you through his divine guidance in creation and within yourself. The guidance is within you and me. You access it through your original human nature of excellence, innocence, and purity. Know that all you've experienced throughout life has prepared your soul for this moment in time, right now. God has favored you by preparing you to be obedient to him. He has given you a spirit to listen and learn and to see and feel his words in your heart and mind. This communication gives you the ability to carry his words, his message to all of humanity. Do you realize how much he values you and believes in what he has put in you give you that job. The communication with divine guidance and mercy will elevate you to your proper place and role in life. Throughout history, everywhere the people are educated by the guidance and mercy, they have been raised up in dignity and honor. Based on communication patterns from this temporary worldly life we live in, so many people are unhappy. Gallup poll shows that approximately 70% of employees are partially or fully disengaged at work. Why? Because they're unhappy and feeling unfulfilled in their jobs. Over 50% of marriages end in divorce. Why? Because they're not happy. And in the current environment, according to recent research, up to 36% of people aged 25 and over have never married. Maybe that generation saw the unhappiness in their parents' marriages and decided not to get married. Possible? Yes. Thank you. Well, here's a factual statement. The guidance of God is the only guidance. It is a mercy and the only healing for the diseases in our souls, hearts, and minds. Divine guidance is the only healing for our social problems. The real peace, safety, and security we want is in submission and obedience to the Creator. As I see it, we've become too race conscious, too gender conscious, too age conscious, too money conscious, too religious conscious, too sexual orientation conscious, too nationalistic conscious. And all of those consciousness have blinded us to our human consciousness. And the education of God's word will restore our human consciousness. The education of God's words will restore us. And it will restore our consciousness of his spirit that is in all of creation. Communicating with God consciousness from within our souls and our rational intelligence that will bring us back to our human consciousness. Let's remember those who live God consciousness are defined as voluntarily obedient and firmly trusting in the unseen, the unheard, and what you can't touch with your senses. They accept and they trust what cannot be accessed by the senses. They establish the connection with the devotional prayer, which is the highest form of communication. Therefore, from what they have been provided, they are investors. Those who do these things are on guidance from their sustainer and are prosperous. What do I mean, investors? I mean being willing to give away what it is that you have. Invest in your soul. We invest our money so that it can grow. So as you invest by being a go-giver instead of a go-getter, you will get a return on that investment from the Almighty. Giving with the pure intent of not seeking any return from who you're giving. But you know that your reward will come from the Almighty who created you. From places you can't even imagine, he supports you. So I'd like to offer you exercise. Go over these recordings every day this week. Just, again, to put the thoughts in your mind consciously and see what kind of feeling you have that come from these ideas that have been expressed. And that feeling will vibrate into your body and it will have an action that you'll take based on those good feelings. And I also encourage you to make this affirmation. You can say it 15 times or write it 15 times. I am a listener. I am a listener. This week, show your genuine interest in people by asking open-ended questions about their needs and interests in their life situations. Just try it. Try it for a week. See what happens with these affirmations and this exercise of asking. Listen 80% of the time. Talk only 20% of the time in your conversation. And then reflect every day on what lessons, what thoughts and feelings come up. Get a journal, write it in your journal. And then lastly, be happy and everybody will benefit. If you like this type of information, energy, please subscribe to the YouTube channel below. Thank you. I love you. And God continue to bless you.